from the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, June 30th, 2015. I'm Gary Perna in for Ann Gownley. A part-time police officer that was charged with homicide after a deadly crash in Carbon County was in court today. 26-year-old Stephen Hermanko of Beaver Meadows was at District Court in Lansford. According to our team at the hearing, over 10 people were called to testify in that hearing. You will remember Hermanko was working as a part-time officer for Nesquehoning Police Department when the patrol car he was driving crashed into the car of 69-year-old Carol Souser of Hazleton. The accident occurred on Route 209 near Jim Thorpe in May of 2014. Investigators say Hermanko was speeding and driving recklessly at the time of the crash. He is charged with homicide by vehicle, involuntary manslaughter, among other charges. Both the prosecutor and the defense attorney talked with reporters.
Obviously, we had a preliminary hearing today. That is one step in the process. Obviously, the charges were held for court, and we'll address this at the next time it's scheduled for court. Thank you.
A little surprised by the court's ruling. However, we'll see what happens down with the Court of Common Pleas. My client does send out his condolences to the family as well as our office. But again, we believe that the evidence only established that there was an accident here and not vehicular homicide or any of the underlying charges.
How fast did he say he was going?
Again, I'd rather not comment at this point in time. Got to take a look at the accident report, which unfortunately was only supplied to me today.
Is he still acting as a police officer at Nesquehoning, just like laid off, or where's that stand?
I'd rather no comment on that either.
Do you really believe this is something that should have went to court?
I don't think it should have at all. I thought it was a civil matter that should have gone civilly, but again, I think unfortunately it's going to set a policy that may create problems for the police.
All the charges were held over to the Carbon County Court of Common Pleas following the hearing today. Well, Berwick Police, along with the Attorney General's office, arrested 2 men for distribution of heroin and manufacturing methamphetamines. On Monday, June 29th, police from Berwick and the Attorney General's office served a search warrant at 112 Garfield Avenue. Police found numerous items consistent with the manufacture of methamphetamines. $1,182 in U.S. currency, bundles of heroin, 6 rifles, and 1 handgun were all discovered and seized for evidence. The Pennsylvania State Police Clandestine Laboratory Emergency Response Team assisted the investigation as well. Police arrested 32-year-old Jeremy Britton and 25-year-old Timothy Roddenhaver. Britton has been charged with manufacturing of a controlled substance, possession with the intent to deliver a controlled substance, possession of precursor chemicals, possession of a controlled substance, and criminal conspiracy. Britton was arraigned in front of Magisterial District Judge Kinect this morning. His bail was set at $150,000 straight cash bail. Britton remains lodged at the Columbia County Prison. Roddenhaver was also arrested late last night and lodged at the Columbia County Prison. He is being charged with criminal conspiracy, possession with the intent to deliver a controlled substance, and 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance. Roddenhaver was arraigned before District Justice Kinect this morning, and his bail was set at $100,000 straight cash. Roddenhaver remains lodged at the Columbia County Prison tonight. Well, there was an armed holdup at the Dunkin' Donuts in Plymouth Township last night. Around 9:30 last night, a man walked in, pulled a gun, and demanded money. Now, he dashed to the safe, emptied it, and took off out the back door with about $450 in cash. Police do have surveillance video of this incident, as you can see, and they are studying it. No one was hurt. If you know anything about this holdup, you're being asked to call 911. The McAdoo man who made himself famous for harassing former Alaska governor and former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin has been hit with more charges. 23-year-old Sean Christie has been charged with harassment by communication. The incident reportedly involves a teacher from the McCann School of Business and Technology where he is a student. Details have not been made available, but he is scheduled for a preliminary hearing on August 5th in front of District Judge James Dixon in Hazel Township. He is in the Columbia County Prison on unrelated offenses. Christie is scheduled for 5 years probation and for harassing, Sarah Palin by phone. Well, Hazleton police have now filed charges against a man involved in the incident at Diamond Avenue and Wyoming Streets last Thursday. Police say that 21-year-old Luis Rodriguez shot Jose Valderez after they started a fight at about 9:30 that morning. In the affidavit filed in District Judge Joseph Zola's office, Rodriguez said he aimed to miss when firing 3 or 4 times at Valdez. Rodriguez was charged with simple assault, recklessly endangering another person, and related counts. He is in the Luzerne County Prison in lieu of $50,000 bail. He is set for a hearing in front of Zola at 10 a.m. next Wednesday. Well, a longtime grocery store in Hazleton Heights will soon be closing its doors. We stopped by Heritage Foods today to get reaction from local customers. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has more on this story.
Heritage Fresh Food is closing. The supermarket has been in the Pocono Market Fair for about a decade. The owner says it's difficult for neighborhood markets to compete with big box stores. It's been the only supermarket in the Heights for the last decade.
My husband and I were regular shoppers here about 3 times a week since they've opened. We'll miss the place. We like the produce, the deli foods, the hot foods, and sad to see it go.
Mary Lynn Stronko started working there when the store opened in 2007. She continued to shop at Heritage because of the convenient location.
I live right on the Heights, and it was wonderful because I was in here every day and I could get what I needed without having to travel all over Hazleton to get my groceries. So it was nice. It's a shame that it's closing. We're going to miss it, especially the Heights, Tresco, McAdoo.
A liquidation sale is now underway.
They're saying Sunday will probably be the last day. So if you want to come out and get last minute stuff, this is the day to get it.
The cafe connected to the business will remain open. Longtime customers hope that the store will be bought by another company so Hazleton Heights will get to keep its neighborhood food store. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Time now for a first look at our forecast with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik, who is in the Weather Center. And Joe, will this rain ever go away? And can we expect some nice temperatures ever again?
Yeah, we'll start to see a gradual improvement across our area, but we've had a lot of severe weather, severe thunderstorm watches, severe thunderstorm warnings, even tornado warnings, which were in effect for Union and Snyder County, just out toward the west. We still have those watches in effect until 8 o'clock this evening. In fact, we still got those warnings in effect, flood warnings, until 7 o'clock this evening. Here's a look at all of the storms, the showers, the thunderstorms. There's still plenty out there on radar. In fact, they've been producing a lot of rain in a short amount of time period, cloud to ground lightning, and even a little bit of some hail. You can see all of the lightning bolts associated with those storms. Live 35 Skycast Doppler. You can see the heavier rain in through Dorrance and say out through Berwick, and just to the south of Hazleton, right near McAdoo, Hometown, Long Pond, and down through Lehighton, and just out toward the west, there are some more storms to talk about. So when will all of this ugly weather end, and what's it going to be like for the 4th of July weekend? I'll have the complete 7-day forecast coming up in just a little bit.
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, we hear from State Representative Tara Toohill on the budget that the House passed and is currently sitting in the Senate. Plus, Eric is in with sports. Stay with us.
You're watching WYLN News, Greater Hazleton's only local news broadcast, with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Kristen Bazinski, weather with Joe Garbacik, and sports with Eric DeBerardinis and Gabriella Justin.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. They are fully stocked and ready to fill your order. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone, full pallets ready to go. Their bins are full with rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with their quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire pits. Everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available, or just stop by and they will load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
A winning smile. It's not the secret to success, but it sure helps. Protect your smile by visiting Dr. Weiss for complete dental services. Dr. Weiss offers a full-service denture laboratory on premises, offering dentures in one day. 3 dentists, 4 hygienists, and a team of caring technicians and assistants specializing in quality dentures and repairs, complete general dentistry, extractions, cleaning, and caps. Dr. Weiss, where you can have new dentures in one day.
Penn State is right here in the Hazleton area.
We're top ranked by corporate recruiters.
We have 4-year degrees, so you can finish here or at another Penn State campus.
There's new scholarship money available. And there's no application fee when you visit here.
Penn State Hazleton.
Download your application fee waiver at psu.edu/visit Hazleton.
Yesterday on WYLN, we spoke with State Representative Tara Toohill about the state budget. And today we talk about pre-K funding in that budget. Now, Tara, I know speaking with you prior and also with the superintendent of the Hazleton Area School District, Dr. Craig Butler, and at the time, Dr. Antonelli was here with the pre-K programs. It's something that they're holding very near and dear with this new summer program that they had with pre-K, getting the students in as early as they can because they can see this learning gap. So being right here from Hazleton and in this district, how important was it for you to get that extra funding for those kids to get into the summer program and also the pre-K program throughout the year so they get a jump start on learning?
So pre-K is so important, and it's sad when you look at some economically depressed areas, and when you look at the city of Hazleton, when you drive around, you see children playing in the street, and you say, that kid's 3 years old, 4 years old, playing over on the sidewalk, and that kid can actually be in pre-K counts, learning, reading. The number of words that a child reads actually correlates with their success later on in life. So these kids, we want to get them into that learning environment while they're really young, and they soak it up like a sponge. And these are meals for children that generally wouldn't be having a meal during the day, and they're learning. So there's so much that goes into that. So we support pre-K counts, and it's something that we want to grow. And the number of children that we have with these new numbers and the new spending numbers, we want to be able to put additional children into the system. And one thing in the Hazleton area that we have a problem with, and I've spoken with Dr. Butler, one of the problems is communicating to families, especially families that are bilingual or only Spanish speaking. We have to let them know that this is something that's out there. They don't even know that this program exists and that there's state dollars that are available to get these children off of the streets there and into this learning environment. And one thing I'm very proud of, so with the Hazleton area, we have a lot of unique issues, and last year I was able to fight for the Hazleton area and bring home $1.8 million more. So I'm trying to bring as much money as I can on the state budget, from the state budget, within our means that's there without taxing people, to bring more money to our district, and that's how you're able to have not have a tax increase. So this year there was a tax increase. The school district just voted on that, but it was for parts of Schuylkill County, and you probably saw that it was for, if you have a house, $100,000 house, it was roughly $106 extra, and that's in Schuylkill County. I met over the phone with the school district, and the problem is that every year now they're coming up short and they're raising taxes on the local level because of the pension crisis. And people get it. The people that are out there, 1 in 6 people have, roughly 1 in 6 people have this state pension or a teacher's pension. And those pensions, not having adequately funded them in prior years, back starting with Ridge and Governor Rendell, that has caused a lot of trauma now that we're having now with this pension crisis. So that's a huge cost driver for why the schools at the end of the day, even when we're giving them more state funding than ever before, why they're still struggling to keep up on the local level.
All right, Tara, well, thank you very much for taking time to talk with us here and filling everyone in what's going on back here at home. Thanks, Tara.
All right, thanks, Gary. I hope to be home soon.
Now, according to state law, the budget must be passed by midnight tonight, but that is unlikely to happen since the governor said he will veto this current budget that's in the Senate. Stay with us. Joe has weather when we return.
We're looking for a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Blam!
And what will you be using the car for primarily?
Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking,
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
Lease a 2015 Forester 2.5i CVT for only $222 per month from Fairway Subaru in Hazel Township.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru.
At Whitetail Preserve, they pride themselves with giving their guests 5-star service. They are now open for lunch 6 days a week and offer limited delivery service for lunch to businesses in Cunningham, Valmont, and Humboldt Industrial Park. Call them at 570-384-2314.
WYLN Weather is sponsored by Coordinated Health. Coordinated Health. We make you better together.
I grew up in Pittston. I know what it takes to live in a small town. I know a lot of these people, and they know me.
And that's why I believe everyone should have access to high-quality, affordable health care. And why I'm pleased to tell you about a new choice, Coordinated Health. I want the very best for my family, friends, and neighbors, and I know Coordinated Health
will bring a new level of patient care to the Wyoming Valley.
Well, we have the showers and thunderstorms moving through our area, so let's get right to the map for the day. As I told you yesterday, was going to be an unstable day across northeastern and central Pennsylvania, and that's been the case throughout the daytime hours of today. There's severe thunderstorm watches that are in effect. There's been severe thunderstorm warnings. There were tornado warnings which were in effect for Union and Snyder counties earlier. And we got still quite a bit of activity showing up on radar. In fact, as we bring this a little bit closer, you can see for yourself right between, say, Berwick and through Dorns, close to Nanticoke as well, a pretty good storm there, even to the east of McAdoo and to the east of the hometown area by the Weatherly region and down through Lehighton and in through Long Pond. Some pretty good storms in those particular areas, and even some more activity as you head out toward the west. So again, the weather's going to be unstable as we head into this evening. 66 degrees, our live Lehigh tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton, and so far we picked up just about 0.6 of an inch of precipitation since midnight. Our Coordinated Health Almanac page for the day, 71 was the high. Again, that was below the average high of 81. Our records still stand 535, 840, sunrise and sunset for tomorrow. 71 Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, 79 in Philadelphia, 82 in Harrisburg, 79 in Williamsport, and 73 degrees in State College. So across our region in the next couple of hours, it's going to stay on the mild side. We'll still be in the mid to upper 60s. Keep an eye to the sky. We're going to have to deal with some of those showers and thunderstorms across our area. And then the atmosphere will start to calm down a little bit as we head through the overnight hours with maybe the possibility of a passing shower. Now you can see all of the showers and storms out here on radar. Northeastern Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania, out toward the west. A pretty good line now in western PA and out in the Ohio Valley region. So again, the weather will be unstable as we head through this evening. Staying mild through tonight. As we go into tomorrow, we should be up into the 70s, dropping down into maybe some upper 50s tomorrow night, and as we go into our early Thursday morning. So again, tomorrow we may have to deal with maybe a couple of more showers around, maybe a scattered thunderstorm or two. And then we start to dry things out later Wednesday night and into Thursday. We'll start to dry things out quite nicely even as we go into our Friday. And the weekend at this point, well, not looking too bad across our area. Speaking of the weekend, here's a look at the extended forecast and what we can expect. Looking pretty good for Thursday and Friday, maybe. A passing shower or storm for Saturday. Our frontal boundary will be toward the south. At this point, it looks like it should stay south of our area to give us a pretty nice Saturday, but we'll keep the threat of a shower or storm in our forecast. Sunday looking pretty good, and then early next week, another chance of some more showers and thunderstorms. Our daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers: the pick 287, the pick 3 662, the pick 4 5761. The pick 5, 50295, and the treasure hunt numbers 9, 10, 12, 20, and 23. Don't change the channel. We'll continue to have more for you coming up after these commercial messages.
Visit the Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau website at tourinapa.com for the listings of the many events you will find in Luzerne County. From wine festivals, hill climbs, tomato and kielbasa festivals, you will find it all in Luzerne County. Luzerne County was named the best outdoors destination in Pennsylvania by the official Best in PA website. The Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau will help you relax, relive history, and marvel at the area's stunning natural beauty. Luzerne County, you'll find it right here in Northeast PA.
Family owned and operated, the experienced professionals at Lehigh Tire have served the residents of the greater Hazleton area for over 55 years. From our full line of passenger, light truck, and commercial tires to our automotive services including tune-ups, inspections, oil changes, and alignments.
Every time I've ever done business here, they've been very polite, straightforward, and the job gets done quickly and right.
Find the right tire for the right price today at Lehigh Tire.
Well, our Julie Stefanovich tonight has some more tips from professionals on what to do when it gets very hot out. Here's Julie with the story.
Summer is a time for cooking out, swimming, and other fun outdoor activities. But with the rising temperatures, people have to be concerned with heat-related incidents. Even on cooler days, a hot car can become a danger zone, especially for family pets and young children. APTS Marketing Director Dennis Gans has some advice for vehicle owners.
When it comes to heat safety, biggest thing is vehicles, children, elderly, pets in the vehicles. You don't want them to be left in there. We've seen too many stories throughout the media and news over the last years where people have forgotten their children, and you want to be clear, you want to remember it can get hot, like you said, Gary. It gets, even today is a nice cool day, but when you're sitting out there in the sun, your car becomes a greenhouse, and if your windows are closed, your interior temperature can reach over 100 degrees, and it's only a matter of minutes until that starts affecting an infant or an elderly or your pet.
Emergency responders and hospital personnel deal with heat-related vehicle incidents all too often.
Sometimes we respond with the fire departments to children locked in a vehicle by accident. Okay, listen, if it's hot, do what you have to do. Break that window, get that child out of there. You can always replace the window. You can't replace the child or the loved one that's in that vehicle. You don't want to be keeping them in there that long.
It's best to perform physical activities such as jogging and yard work during the early morning or evening hours. It's also important to keep hydrated.
If it's really, really hot out, don't go out in the mid part of the day. That's when the sun's at its highest, and the heat is extremely warm. We've had some really humid days lately. Drink plenty of fluids, water. Water is your best source. Make sure you stay well hydrated. If you're thirsty, you're already starting to get dehydrated. You want to be drinking water throughout the entire day.
Gans urges people to keep an eye on elderly relatives and neighbors.
And check on loved ones, especially the elderly. They may not be able to afford an air conditioning unit or something like that. So check on them frequently. Make sure at least have a fan or something that they can utilize, and keeping their windows open so there's some ventilation.
If your household does not have an air conditioning unit, there are other ways to keep cool on hot and humid days, like going into an air-conditioned store or restaurant.
It's hot outside. Everybody likes to be out and walking, but when you feel yourself starting to get a little bit tired, you feel like the sweats are coming on, if you feel a chill coming upon you, you're starting to have some kind of a heat stroke going on there, or some kind of a heat-related event. Go inside, cool down. If it doesn't seem to dissipate, have them call 911. We'll come check you out. Maybe you don't necessarily need to go to the hospital. Maybe we just need to check you and make sure you're okay. But never second guess, that I'll be all right, because you never know when that might overcome you. It doesn't take long, especially in children and the elderly. They can be playing or they can be talking fine, and the next second, they take a turn. So we want to be careful of that.
Protecting your skin with suntan lotion limits the damaging effects of UV rays and decreases the chances of getting skin cancer.
We're into the highest temperatures of the year. We're June, July, August. Pools are open. You're going to be out there swimming, having a good time. Maybe you're going to the beach. Use the sunblock. Use the highest SPF rating that you can get, especially if you're very fair skin. We see too many people that are out there forget to put the sun lotion on and reapply especially if you have children. If they're very fair skin, whatnot, reapply every hour or every 2 hours. Read your bottle, see what it recommends based on the SPF that you're using. You don't want to get any kind of a sunburn to the point where it's going to be starting to blister. We've seen some very bad blistering because of just forgetting, having fun and forgetting. But you need to remember that there's too many things that can happen. We don't want to get skin cancer. We want to keep the risk of that down. So yeah, definitely apply the SPF when you're outside.
By listening to the advice of experts, you can expect to stay calm, cool, and collected this summer season. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Stay with us. Eric DeVerdinis is up with sports on WYLN.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational, speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
Well, I'll never forget it. 1 minute, we were talking about going to the movies, and the next, Maggie could barely speak. It was a stroke. I thought I was going to lose her. But I never saw doctors work so fast. Anyway, she's coming home tomorrow. I just hope she doesn't yell at me for killing all the plants.
The rain washes out tonight's District 18 Little League playoffs, so we look back at a busy Monday of games at Coryell Stadium. The 9 and 10-year-olds, Hazel Township and Hazleton, meeting in the losers bracket. In the fourth inning, Township up 6-3 when Joey Marshall knocks it back to the pitcher. Hazleton goes to first as Township goes home. Mike Silliman slides in, and it's 7-3. Top 5, Hunter Didkowski, Roper to left, and Hazleton back within 3. They narrow the gap to 1, but Hazel Township escapes 7-6, the final. So Hazleton is eliminated. Next up, the winners bracket featuring Valley West and Whitehaven. Valley West Brett Antolik bringing the heat on the mound and equally as talented at the plate. Bottom 1, Antolik up the middle, and the run scores from second. Then bottom 2, Grant Russo flares it to left. They tally another. Run number 3 scores on an error, and Valley West cruises to a 14-zip shutout victory. Final game of the night under the lights, Freeland facing Valley East. Matt Buckman mowing them down from 45 feet, and you reverse rolls Buckman at the dish, and he skies it to right over the outfielder's head, putting his team on the board. And then the very next hitter, Noah Ferris for Valley West. Check out the arc on this one. Kid in center just throws his hands up because he has no chance at that one. A 2-run home run for Ferris, and Valley East, the winner. All games scheduled for today will take place at the same time tomorrow. Stay tuned. Coming up, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Still got quite a bit of showers and thunderstorms on radar. You can see them across the northeast, central Pennsylvania, and out in western Pennsylvania. Temperature-wise, though, staying on a mild side. Most areas generally in the 70s. Elsewhere, temperatures holding in the 60s. So the next few hours we'll have to deal with some of those showers, another thunderstorm or two. Can't rule that out. But it's going to stay mild in the upper 60s right through 11 o'clock. And then we'll start to dry things out later Wednesday, especially going into our Thursday and our Friday. Here's a look at the extended forecast and what we can expect over the next couple of days. Again, maybe tomorrow a couple of scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm around, and then looking pretty good going into the weekend and for the 4th of July weekend. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, Joe, thanks. No flip-flop weather.
No, this is not. Get drenched.
Well, at least be able to play games tonight, or you think they're all done?
All out tonight. Tomorrow we're looking at, hopefully, the Queenville.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching WYLN. We'll see you back here later. Have a great night. Stay dry if you're heading out.